today we will be discussing on production planning and control in module 5 as a part of our industrial engineering subject. So here actually I'll be giving an introduction to the production planning and control, a brief idea about the type of production systems, what is product development and product life cycle. So first we can move in detail to the production planning and control, its relevance, why it is required in an industry. Let me introduce you the concept of production. Production is actually for mechanical engineers, it means actually the conversion of raw materials into finished products. So it's actually a operation set in a predetermined sequence that transforms the material to form a desired shape or form. Planning is the term planning is actually meant for preparing a scheme, or we are actually predetermining the future. We are predicting the future requirement of future work. Control is actually the supervision where we actually stick on to the plan. We will be working based on the blueprint that is devised or developed in planning segment, and we use many measures to stick on to that particular plan, and we need to optimize the product. What is the relevance in an industry? So there it comes like production planning and control. It's actually defined as the direction and coordination of the firm's material and physical facilities uh, towards the attainment of your production goals. Let me define it actually like it's actually a device that regulates the movement of materials, performance of machines, operation of labor in the best technical and economical manner. It actually comprises of many stages like planning. Maybe it may start with planning, scheduling, routing, dispatching, and following up activities, where you actually get the feedback from the market. What are our major objectives? The objectives in PPC actually stick on to how to create a proper plan or how to design a proper plan, and then how you can ensure that plan is being taken up well in the industry or in the production area, and then we need to get the feedback from the market side or from the consumers. So the advantages or objectives of your PPC or production planning and control will be, it actually ensure continuous production by the efficient utilization of your production facilities. Then it actually helps in cost control, profit maximization. Then it can help you to improve the customer satisfaction, planning of resource requirements and inventory control, minimum material handling and storage cost, economy, and that we already discussed, like you can control the cost, and better equipment or facility utilization. It can also provide alternative production strategies in case of emergencies like this. So we have to face, or we have to predict what all emergencies may come in future. So you can coordinate your labor, machines and equipment in the most effective manner if you are having a proper PPC. So again, what is the importance of planning? Planning actually helps to give better service to the customer in terms of the quality of the product, or in terms of to the delivery of your product to the customers. Quality and delivery time is very important. You can reduce your lead time, you can reduce your idle time, and you can have a better control over the inventory and the physical facilities you are having. The major functions, how with a proper plan, how you can implement that in an industry, that there comes your production control. So production control actually directs and regulates all the activities of the production processes. It's actually verify the activities. Actually it will go for verifying the activities in your industry, where whether they are sticking on to the time what you already defined in the plan. Then coming to the control part, You can also have you can also stick on to your continuous production without any flaws, without any problems in the like you can foresee any maintenance activities required for your facility, any changes in the facility, any change in your production strategy. All those things can be taken care using a proper production control strategy. So here actually we will do the following functions, like you can provision for proper provision for raw material, equipment, machines and labor will be we will be actually having. You will be organizing a production schedule in conformity with the demand forecast, where in the planning demand forecast is a major thing we will be dealing with. You can determine the economic production runs in very step of cost or your setup cost. Proper coordination of all the operations, like you will be receiving your work progress reports. You control, plan, direct everything that deals with the production activity. You can have a proper production schedule to perform the inspection of semi-finished and finished goods and use quality control techniques. And it's also responsible for product design and development at the later stages. So we can have a brief look into the major type of production systems. So in our industry point of view, you can have basically three types of production systems, like job order production, batch production, mass or continuous production. First one is the job order production. From the name itself, you can get it like job order. So only whenever you are getting a particular job order, you will be going for the production activity. So there you can get the point, like that will be a very small production thing where the volume will be very low, production volume will be very low. So it will be done only on demand, say specialized goods, normally done through job order production. Say for example, is shipbuilding, or maybe ISRO may be developing a new type of rocket, or it will be developing a new uh, like a new mission to the Mars or Moon. Then you will be having very specialized equipments to be made. So that will be a job order production type, where they have to design for a particular, a very few number of pieces will be produced, and that work may not repeat in future or may repeat in future. That is the second thing. So always the skill of the employee, investment required, will those things will be very huge in case of job order production. So always keep that in mind. uh, Always we are looking for economy, or you need to reduce the cost. So in job order production, it the products are required to meet your specific consumer requirement, and the quantity involved will be very small, but at the same time the cost involved will be. Coming to the batch production, uh, it's manufacturing of similar articles or similar items. Say for example, a biscuit manufacturing industry, they will be having different type of biscuits, but made in the same product line. So they actually make it in batches, say one type of flavor at a time, and next type, say first thing in a batch will be some thousand. Next one, it will be having more moving items, so they will produce in a different next batch as say 2000 or 5000, and they can periodically change the items in a batch. So those items will be continuously moving. It can fetch the benefits of repetitive production to a large extent if the batch is of sufficient quantity. So it can have large batches, and it can have small batches. Always the production, always in batch system, the work is divided into operations, and one operation is done at a time. And the major characteristics will be the work is of repetitive nature, and there will be a functional layout for various manufacturing processes. It is generally chosen where the trade is either seasonal or there is a need to produce a great variety of goods, like as if we discussed for like for example as a biscuit or maybe a food industry, uh, they will stick on to batch. Coming to the mass or continuous production, these are specialized manufacturing systems where a large number or the volume of production will be very large and the products will be very identical. Say for example, your process industries is the best example for continuous production. Example can be refineries. Say they will produce different types of fuels, say petrol, LPG, diesel. Everything is produced in a mass or a high volume format. So here actually the workers won't require much of skill, but you need to control all the activities because you need to maintain continuous production. The maintenance and all other strategies in continuous production industries will be in a different step because they need to reduce the lead time or they need to reduce the idle time that may uh, increase the cost of production. Here you can see the various characteristics compared for job order, batch and mass. So you can go through the comparison in detail. You can have a brief look into new product development. Uh, why you need to introduce and what is the need for a new product. So all you know that all the products and services or all the goods and services, it's they are due to their result they are the result of a development process. Actually why you need a new product or when a particular industry is coming with a new product, it actually based on it can be based on the market requirement. Whenever you need to have a new product, that will definitely be based on market requirement. There will be a great development work or diligent development work done in that industry. Then the industry management itself will be supporting the new product design, and there will be much external communication regarding the product. One has to be very aware that the design and development of new product is expensive because it involves much of the investment, and it is risky. Because why it is risky we can discuss on product life cycle. Need for uh, why actually it requires. It may be due to changes in the market, it can be due to changes in technology, it can be due to increase in competition, diversification of risk, reputation and goodwill, utilization of excess capacity, seasonal fluctuation, growth and development. It can be any of these. So there are several indicators that can be considered to identify good product ideas. Always the product with a gap between demand and supply can be considered as a potential product area, that is actually the change in market. And then it can be a change in technology. Then it can be a increase in competition where uh, you can utilize the idle resource of the plant. It can be used for manufacturing a product. Maybe you can if you are having a scrap item with where the scrap can be converted into a much useful product, you can go for a new product. So all those things actually say all those things actually uh, increase the demand for a new product, or which fuels up the development of a new product. Uh, we already have a brief idea about the major steps in new product development. Always it starts with the generation of new product ideas, screening of idea will be there, product concept development will be there, commercial feasibility you need to learn, product development how it can be done. You can go for rapid prototyping and testing. In the test, then it will be going to the market for testing. Then you will be going for commercialization, which all these type of things we already discussed in your marketing management topics. Okay, and whenever you are having a new product, there comes this thing called as a product life cycle. So it's also called as an inverted bathtub curve. We can just go through the things in a bit graph in place. So this is actually the product life cycle. You can see the first one is the introduction phase, second is the growth phase, third one is the maturity, and fourth is the decline. Uh, Always, say for example, whenever a new product is introduced into the market, you can see that many promotional activities will be done by the industry. So generally it is done to increase awareness among the customers, or the company has to make the consumers use their product, and they need to acquaint into the customer's mind. So for that they will definitely shell out much hard money, where they actually give many promotional offers. Um, Always it will be the price will be always like there won't be much profit during the introduction phase. You can see the increase in sales or demand as the time passes by, and then only it will go to the growth phase. Many commodities, many products, many items will die out in the introduction phase itself, because they won't get the demand or sales, or they won't generate much profit, so that the companies will be compelled to shut down that particular or stop that production of that particular product. Whenever a particular product goes to the growth stage, it's actually the stage of rapid market acceptance. So due to the increased awareness, or due to the increased demand of that product, the product gets a positive response from the market. So seller actually shift his promotional attempts from say try my brand to buy my brand. So there actually the company develops an effective distribution network, and company it actually they may increase the promotional effort, but at the same time they can increase the cost. They can earn maximum profit at the growth phase from onwards growth phase. And later a company can go for new segments and new channels, so that your product can be diversified, or maximum reach of the product into the market that will be ensured during the growth phase. Coming to the maturity area, where the sales increase is at the maximum level, and the profit will be at maximum. And you can see that at the end of as you come to the end, as the time passes by, your maturity curve or your product life cycle curve will actually start declining. So that decline will be a sign where your industry or your company will be getting a insight that your product is coming to the decline phase. So whenever your product comes to that negative curve, your sales will decreases, sales volume will decrease, profit starts to decrease, and your marginal competitors may leave the market. So here is where the company can decide on whether you need to uh, stop that particular product, or whether you need to go for any extension activity. So for example, we can have an example like all these stages. So see the product life cycle, say for Maruti 800, where actually it starts with introduction was from 1983, and its maturity period was from 97 to 2000. So after 2000 you can see a continuous decline for the product, and later the Maruti 800 was withdrawn from more than 13 cities by 2010 onwards. So the product will be actually called off from the market by the industry, by the company. Why? Because new technology or new type of cars were available due to globalization. New competitors, new style was introduced into the market. So the company was compelled to withdraw their product. Where you can take another example of Toyota, where you will be knowing the say much popular models. It started from Toyota Corolla. Later on, it switched on to Innova. Then it again changed the product into Crista, as you see in the present market. Whenever they change their product, or whenever they withdraw their product, they came up with a brand new, a completely a new vehicle into the market, with which they can stick on to the market, or with which they can gain much profit. Just an example, like Maruti. Again, the companies, they wish they can have a product extension. Say here you can see the yellow region where the maturity phase is shown. So whenever you are entering that negative curve or decreasing sales curve, the company will definitely go for a product extension. Where product extension means they will give some value additions to the product. Say, as discussed, next we can take the example of another car, that is Honda City. We know that the same car, same model is being in the market for say past 15 or 20 years. So what they actually do is, as years passes by, they will come with small value additions. With their, they will keep that particular spark among the customers, or aspiring customers, to buy that product again and again. They will just modify the grill, they will modify the lights, only that few modifications will come, and you can see that much changes will happen only say in 2 or 3 years, or maybe 5 years only. They will change much into the engine and all, transmission and all. Rest of the things they will give a value addition for a product extension. Example that here given here is your PlayStation, Sony PlayStation. So introduction version 1 is very simple, work with a simple joystick, where later they are having PlayStation TV by 2014 and all. Those things, you can see the 20 years of PlayStation, where they simply added new things to the same product, that is value addition. So you can improve the product life cycle, or you can give say the time, you can extend the product life cycle using these type of simple techniques by value addition. So that's all for the discussion for today. It's only give a brief idea about the product life cycle, type of production industries, and a brief introduction to production planning and control, or PPC. So in the next part, we will be dealing much into the production planning and control, where we go to the planning strategies, control strategies in much more detail. Okay, thank you all. If you have any further doubts, you can call me up or message me anytime. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Be safe.